Welcome back, Remembrance Keepers. This is part 2 of the 3-part series. In the first transmission, we entered the setup, the false flame, the counterfeit pull, the initiation of betrayal, and the spiritual pressure that made the deception feel like destiny. Now, we move deeper. This is where the bond reveals what it really was. The counterfeit bond, when demonic obsession mimics divine union. Up to this point, I've spoken about the deception, the spiritual interference, the ritual manipulation, and the counterfeit bind itself. But what I haven't yet named is what the bond actually felt like inside of the body, inside of the nervous system, around your auric field, and inside the spirit. Because this wasn't only psychological confusion or false confirmation, it carried a texture, a pressure, an atmosphere, and that's where this goes next. But here's the deeper truth. The energy was suffocating. It felt like something was coiled around your nervous system, pressing in from every angle. You couldn't breathe in your spirit. You couldn't rest in your own body. There was no peace, no lightness, no sacred unfolding. It felt forced, aggressive, spiritually invasive. It wrapped around your field like a parasite pretending to be prophecy. You knew something was off. It was heavy, sticky, ugly, a spiritual film that clung to your aura and clouded your clarity. But because it was wrapped in visions and synchronicities, you started to believe that it was the Most High. You mistook it for divine timing. You wondered if maybe this is what intense spiritual union was supposed to feel like. But it wasn't. It was calculated assault. A false light connection dressed in mystical language and backed by ritual manipulation. Not divine union, spiritual captivity. Crafted to override your no, bypass your sovereignty, and keep you open to someone who was never anointed to be near your life in any capacity. This wasn't God, this was spell work, and it was demonic by design. It was orchestrated by a man who didn't just overstep your energy, he offered your energy to an entity attached to him in exchange for manifestations, influence, access, high vibrational outcomes he didn't want to earn, so he tried to hijack yours. No form of magic was off limits to this parasite. Sex magic, projecting his fantasies into your field to create portals of arousal and vulnerability. Womb magic to tether himself to your divine creativity, fertility codes, and generational blessings. Obsession spells to hook into your nervous system and keep your thoughts looping around him. Mirror magic to mimic your tone, your light, your frequency, so you'd believe that he was sent. Come to me spells to pull you into astral rituals, keeping your spirit bound and fatigued. Candle magic, used privately to set intentions over your life while pretending innocent in the 3D. Third eye interference, distorting your vision and disrupting your inner knowing. Altar magic, where he placed your energy without consent, offering your light to his dark source. Discernment dulling spells, designed to block your clarity and break your resistance. Marriage disruption work, targeting your union, your relationship, shaking your foundation, and ultimately isolating you. Energy siphoning rituals, draining your prophetic insight, your radiance, your anointing, so he could manifest favor off your field. And the worst part? The obsession wasn't yours. The longing wasn't real. The pull was manufactured. A counterfeit bond forged through layers of interference and precise manipulation, constructed with a demon, not the divine. This was about access, about bending your free will through spiritual coercion, about keeping you confused just long enough to stay open so he could feed while pretending to heal others. And every time you tried to walk away, the spell work would escalate. Your no wasn't honored. Your sovereignty wasn't seen. Your energy was targeted, manipulated, and stolen. He knew he had no access. You blocked him digitally, emotionally, spiritually. You cut ties. You walked away. But he kept crawling through portals he was never granted, slipping into your dreams, stalking your thoughts, initiating telepathic connections you never consented to. And while violating your spiritual boundaries, he was simultaneously spinning a false narrative to anybody who would listen to him. He told people you were the one chasing him. You were the one projecting. You were the one doing rituals. You were the one obsessed, attacking, and stalking him. Meanwhile, it was him astral projecting into any space that you occupied, watching you in the spirit, mimicking divine connection to maintain a grip on your field, because he already had lost any spiritual authority of his own. And this shit that I am talking about is very real. These are men and sometimes women who initiate dark spiritual contracts without your consent, using spell work, psychic violation, and energy harvesting. Some act alone, others are linked to covens, cults, or secret societies. These bonds are not born of love. They are forged in shadow, fueled by obsession, envy, and control, and sealed with demonic permission. This is the spirit of Jezebel. The one that manipulates, seduces, deceives, and binds. The one that mimics prophecy but moves through perversion. The one that seeks power, not partnership. The one that never had permission to touch your energy in the first place. And unless these contracts are revoked and broken by divine law, they allow the perpetrator to keep draining your life force while publicly claiming that you are the one that's not letting go. The truth is, you were never in covenant with him. You were targeted. Deep down, he knew who you were before you did. He saw the anointing. He recognized the power. He knew you were walking prophecy. And instead of respecting that, he tried to merge with it illegitimately. He wanted the covering on your life without doing a single ounce of the ugly inner work to carry it. And let's be honest, you weren't the first one. He had done this before. Other women were caught in similar webs, and most of them lost the war. He was used to accessing energy without resistance, manipulating without consequence, and playing God in spaces where nobody saw him clearly. But your energy was different. He had never encountered a frequency like yours. It didn't just shine, it confronted. It didn't collapse under pressure, it exposed. Your field didn't just glow with divine favor, it carried a spiritual authority that triggered the entities attached to him the moment that you crossed paths. Your presence disrupted his illusion. Your essence mirrored everything he could never become. That's what ignited the obsession. That's why the rituals escalated. Because deep down, he knew that what lived within you was the very thing destined to break the cycle he had used to trap others for years. This is what happens when unhealed little boys try to merge with divine power without permission. They don't just fall short, they create chaos. They build counterfeit contracts through manipulation, force, and spiritual deceit, all in an attempt to harvest favor, protection, and recognition that they were never assigned, never prepared for, and never qualified to hold. And when a woman of the Most High God wakes up and she remembers who she is, it breaks the illusion. The insecure little boy with the oversized God complex retaliates. The rituals shift. What once masked itself as love spells, sex magic, and obsession tactics mutates into something darker. The spell work doesn't just double, it evolves. The intention turns hostile. Now he is pissed. So he targets your life force directly. Suicide spells, unaliving rituals cast with the intention to break your spirit, drain your essence, confuse your mind, and destroy your desire to live. Death to your finances, death to your purpose, death to your dreams, death to anyone who loves you, death to anything you love. Energy work designed to destabilize your peace, weaken your body, disrupt your focus, and unroot you from your purpose. That's when he pulls in the backup. That's when the kindergarten coven gets summoned. Baby witches and his entourage of obsessed women parading around as divine feminines with zero spiritual authority. Just enough instruction to cause interference, but nowhere near enough power to understand what they've unleashed. He lies about you constantly. He paints you as unstable, vindictive, spiritually dangerous, while positioning himself as the one under attack. And that's when his toxic occultist connections get activated and turned into flying monkeys, called in like backup to carry out his dirty work. Occultists, energy workers, corrupted empaths, spiritual bystanders. Not one of them discerned anything about you. They didn't pray about it. They didn't test the spirit. They didn't pause long enough to feel what was actually happening. They just followed the lies of this fucking goofball with a god complex. Because his counterfeit light fed their ego, and his sob story gave them a role to feel important. They weren't guided by spirit. They were fueled by projection, delusion, and unhealed wounds posing as intuition. He lied to all of them. He completely flipped the script until everything that he was doing to you, every violation, every manipulation, every spiritual trespass, became what they believed you were doing to him. And the sickest part, they sat back and they ate it up. And to this day, they still eat it up because you call them fake divine feminines. And you call them fake divine feminines because they couldn't discern shit about you. All you ever did was try to escape, break free, protect your spirit, reclaim your peace, but in their warped perception, your boundaries with him looked like abuse, your discernment looked like obsession, and your truth looked like instability. They fed off the distortion, they mistook divine clarity for delusion. Enablers, practitioners, bystanders pretending to walk with source while throwing fuel on a fire they didn't realize was lit with stolen matches. And with that, the spiritual war ignited in full. And every time it escalated, you were the one left carrying the weight. Spiritually gutted, emotionally stripped, psychically raw. And still, you survived. Why? Because you were built for this shit. This man didn't just want access to you, he wanted ownership. He wanted to become the gatekeeper of your womb, your creativity, your wealth, your capacity to love, and your connection to the divine. It was never about partnership. It was about dominance. And when he realized that he couldn't control you, he couldn't seduce you, he couldn't trap you in a distorted union designed to serve his agenda, he launched a full-blown smear campaign to destroy everything tethered to your light. Your life, your name, your relationships, your health, your peace, your purpose. Anything you loved became a target, including your child. That's how far this asshole was willing to go, because your freedom exposed his illusion. And still, you never retaliated. You didn't curse him, you didn't hex him, you didn't retaliate in the ways that you could have. You simply sent back what was being sent to you. You didn't use your gifts to kill, steal, and destroy. You used them to protect yourself. You held your peace, you pulled your energy back, You spoke the truth while every single one of them called you crazy. And you walk clean. And because of that, the divine trap was activated. You were never meant to stay, never sent to merge. You were sent to awaken at the precise moment his rituals crossed a spiritual line, so the Most High could step in and take it all down. You were God's sleeper cell, planted not just to expose him, but to expose the entire structure. You were ancient demonic bait. And the moment he touched your energy field without divine permission, judgment began. Not just for him, but for every person, cult, coven, bloodline, and spiritual network that backed his rise. Every system that enabled him. Every voice that defended him. Every witness who watched you fall and chose silence. He was given a chance to reroute, to face himself, to take accountability, to come clean. But he chose darkness instead. He chose to protect his lies, and now his fate is sealed. Remembrance Keepers, Part 2 has named the counterfeit bond, the hostile turn, and the war that followed when spiritual trespass crossed the line. Part 3 moves into the consequence, the reversal, and the divine law that answers what darkness thought it could hide. Stay with the series.